Greetings, blessings, all praises be to the Most High Yah, from whom all blessings flow. And I'm so pleased to be back here with you again with another video. And this video is on what I can only describe as the convergence. There is a convergence that is happening right now in our worlds. Everything is coming together spiritually, physically, mentally, supernaturally, esoterically, and the mundane on every level. Things are coming together. There is a convergence, and this convergence is happening right now and very noticeable right now in these fall feasts. And I can just tell you that I heard a word waking up that said from Yah that the world, the earth is about to begin to start rolling. And I didn't know what that meant, and what I heard was convergence. Everything is coming together right now in this season. So no matter what kind of person that you are, no matter what kind of person that you are, and I'm going to go with, let's go with the 12 tribes. Each of the 12 tribes has its own characteristic, its own thing that it does for the kingdom, its own thing that it governs for the kingdom. So needless to say that each tribe is totally different in its personality and its character. So that would mean that as people, we're all very different people. We're never going to see things all the same. It's impossible, right? So when one person sees things spiritually, the person that sees things analytically is not going to see the same thing. And some person that sees things emotionally on an emotional level is not going to experience things from someone who experiences life on a tangible level. So what I'm saying is that there is a convergence where everyone on every level is beginning to feel and say the same thing within their understanding of that. So meaning, if you are analytical, you're looking and like, this don't make sense. I can't even get sense from what's happening. If you're spiritual, your sensitivity level is off the Richter. If you are the type of person that is into communicating, if you're an extrovert, you're realizing that something is not right. People are not right. If you're introvert, you're experiencing the inside environment, your inside thoughts, your inner thoughts, and your inner peace is being shaken. You're beginning to feel a difference. No matter if you're a doctor, you're seeing things different in your professional level. If you're a teacher, you're seeing things different in your professional level. If you're a stay-at-home mother, you're experiencing a different level. No matter what it is that you do, God has given you an understanding. And those people who are of your tribe, or who understand, or who receive information the same way that you receive the information, they're feeling the same things that you feel and the way that you feel them. So what does convergence mean? We're all saying the same thing. And the same thing that we're saying is something is going on. Right? And so you have to know that right now, the only way that you're going to get through this is through filling yourself up with the Holy Spirit. And in these holy times, in these seasons, what you can do, most people are like, y'all so legalistic. You shouldn't be celebrating the fall feast. You're not supposed to celebrate the fall feast. That means that you're trying to hold on to the law. And because you're holding on to the law, you're already in sin. And because you're in sin, because you sinned in one thing, that means you sinned in everything and you're going to hell. That's what's being said. Well, I can tell you that when you do these fall feasts, it's not that you're saying, if I don't do this, I'm going to hell, or I'm not going to be in right standing with Yah. Because we have Yahusha. Yahusha has done that for us. But what it is a mirror of heavenly things here in the earth. And that mirror begins to show you a foreshadowing of something that is to come. So when you celebrate these feasts, You are preparing yourself for something that is about to happen. You're preparing yourself for the return of Yahusha. You're preparing yourself while holding your ground, while you're holding this place, while you are occupying in this land that you have been given in. You're also understanding that you're preparing for something greater to come. And we're feeling this year now more than ever. The convergence. The convergence. It has some people saying that September the 23rd, the rapture is happening. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, it is the fall feast. And what you should be doing is not preparing to leave here, but preparing to cleanse yourself of all of those things, all of those sins, all of those thoughts, any situation, anything that is happening that you need to put down before the altar to Yahuwah. It is time for you to put that thing down in front of the altar. Because these people are doing something. Why now? Because you're going to need to be full of Yahusha's Ruach to get through what these people are planning. It's all a play. It's all a production until it's not, until it's real. And my eyes are seeing that this production is about over. And then what? We're about to see the then what. So if you're not ready, if you're not built, if you don't put this down before the altar and get ready for what is real, get ready, then you're not going to be prepared for what is coming. So in this time, like, the Feast of Trumpets is happening. Like I said in my last video, the shofar sounds, and then you have a few days. I said 7 days. I'm sorry, it's 10 days. You have approximately 10 days to get ready for the Day of Atonement, when the priest would come. The priest would come and he would represent each tribe. He would represent each tribe, and he would go into the holies of holies, where they can only go into one time a year. And he would burn his incense, and he would take the offering. He would take the blood from the offering, the sin offering given for the people. And he would take that blood and he would sprinkle it from east to west on the mercy seat on behalf of all 12 tribes that were represented as 12 stones on his breastplate. And he would walk in and he would place that down on the altar. He would sprinkle it on the altar. And as the incense went up, they were basically prayers. And then as the blood was there, it was prayers for the sins of the people to be cleansed and purified as it was sprinkled on the mercy seat. Well, we don't have to do that anymore, because Yahusha is our high priest. And not only is he our high priest, he is our sacrifice. And it is his blood that has been sprinkled on the mercy seat for us right now. And no, it's not limited to just one time a year, but it is a rehearsal for heavenly things, for when heaven prepares to come. For when these spiritual things prepare to be real. This is the convergence. Spiritual things are becoming real. And to get through these times that we're in, the convergence. So we can do a wordplay on that. Not just convergence of spiritual, physical, supernatural things, but even a convergence in the world. They are preparing for something. Every nation, we just saw China, Russia, and North Korea have their own convergence and come together, preparing for something. Right? We are watching the White House preparing for something. Everybody is preparing for something all around you. There are things happening in this convergence. And along with this and this time comes a testing of the word. Just as Yahusha was in the desert and was tested for 40 days, and he fasted for 40 days and was tested for 40 days on the word, and all he spoke was the word, we're about to be tested. Do you know the word? Do you know Yahusha? Do you know what your sacrificial lamb has done for you? Do you know what your high priest has given for you? Do you know what your king is about to do for you? How he's about to rule in your favor. The only way that you can know Yahusha is through the word that is Yahusha, because he is your books. Yahusha is, he's your book. He's your word alive. He's your word alive. And the testing of if you know him, if you know the word, is happening now. You need to be full with that thing, because the testing is going to involve knowing your word, just as Yahusha was tested in the wilderness with the word. Where am I getting all this from? Yet again, another dream. You know me, I don't really tell my dreams fully like that. I just like to tell you what it means. But I'm going to tell you a portion of this dream. In this dream, we were in a store. It was me and a busload of some Hebrews and one Gentile. And we were going to a Walmart. We were going, not a Walmart, we were going to a store. Let's say a Walmart-esque store. And as we got in the store, something had happened where we were not able to buy what we normally would buy. Not because we didn't have money. It was as if the beginning of that thing where a bread is going to cost you $20, $30 for a loaf of bread. It would be the beginning of that process. And the beginning of that process is you have the means to get what you want, but what you want is not there. So there was a lack of merchandise in the store. We were picking through what was left because for whatever reason something was not coming in. So what we all did as we came together, this busload of people and others, that's what we were doing. In our community, in our Hebrew community, in the Hebrew community, what we were doing was coming together. We were putting our resources together to get whatever we could. So we're buying whole shelves. And on these shelves, like imagine going to Walmart and the whole aisle is an aisle that you have purchased, you have paid for. You put everything on this aisle, both end caps and everything on the aisle. And after you pay for it, from there, everybody who put in, I guess it's like a potluck, kind of like everybody who put in, will go around and grab what they wanted. Well, the Gentile who was there, she took over the whole process and wouldn't allow us to grab what we wanted from the shelf because she wanted to be in control over who got what and who took what. And she wanted things to look the way she wanted, as if she was an implant, as if she was an implant spying on how we were doing things. And I was made to know that she was not acting in her own interest. She was acting in the interest of a group of Khazars, rulers, a group of them, and they had told her what they wanted her to do: infiltrate. And when you get in, start doing this, act like it's yours. Just get them to rile up, get them to act up, get them to misbehave so we can have cause and a reason. This is what I was meant to understand. This is what I understood as this was happening. So when we went to go and grab what we wanted, as we said, well, I'm going to get this, and sis said, I'm going to get that, and brother over there said, well, I'm going to take this. She came running. No, I don't want you to touch anything. She began to be, you know how they do. She began to take control of the situation and say she didn't want anybody to take anything and put this here. We're going to leave this here, and I don't want it to look this way, and this is how I want to do it. Now, mind you, this was our thing that we did, that she pushed herself into, and now she's telling us what we can't have. The first reaction would be to pop her and tell her to go sit down. But that's not what I heard. What I felt was, this is a setup. I felt that she was acting on behalf of others, and that all she needed was for one of us to get about it, and she would put all of us in jail. And then she would take all that she wanted And that was the plan. But we couldn't do that, see, because the Ruach gave us wisdom. Now, sis that was with me was like, no, you finna give me my stuff. And I told her no, let her have it all. So I saw her as a crazy woman and said, oh, no, you wouldn't put it back? Okay, I'm going to put this back right here. Is this where you want this? I'll put this back right here where you want it. Is this how you want it, like this? Okay. Sis was mad, but I told her, no, this is not how we're supposed. No. Why? Because what does the word say? The word says to turn the other cheek. If somebody says that you owe them a shirt, give them your shirt and your jacket. Why? Because there's something in surrender. That's biblical. This is what I'm saying. If we had acted up, the plan that she wanted would have been activated. She would have taken everything and had everything anyways, and now we would not have had freedom. You see the testing? The word was being tested. Our ability to know, recite, and understand the word was being tested. Because Yah had something else. And the minute we surrendered, she didn't understand. She couldn't understand what was happening. She was like, huh? What? And we just walked away. We left our cars. We walked away. We got back in our bus and we drove away. And as we drove into something else, something greater that she could not have, that wasn't for her because it wasn't in her understanding to even understand what was happening. But we knew and we understood once we walked away and did what the Bible said do. Once we walked away and we did what the Bible said do. It's in the Beatitudes. It would be Matthew 5 verse... Here it is. Matthew 5, verse 38. You've heard the law that says the punishment must match the injury, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say, do not resist an evil person. If someone slaps you on the right cheek, offer the other cheek also. I know that's difficult for us to do because we can't understand people putting their hands on us. We can't understand people intruding, impeding upon our movement and our process. But I'm telling you that the word and what the word says do, everything Yahusha says do is what is being tested. And if you do not have the Holy Spirit, which is the word within you, repeating the word within you and you being obedient to what the word says, you are going to be deceived and misled. You are going to fall for their wicked plans and schemes. It is our job to put it all in the hands of Yahusha, who is our sacrificial lamb. He has sprinkled his blood on the mercy seat for us. Do you think he would have you without? Do you think he would have you without provision? No, he wants you to let Esau die so that you can live. Let it go and keep moving. Prime example of that playing out on TV and the media is what happened in Cincinnati. We saw our brothers and sisters turn away over and over and over again. We saw them leave the problem, and we saw that Roman Russian come after them, knowing he was outnumbered, knowing that what he was doing was wrong, knowing that he was the aggressor, and he put his hands on them first. But what happened? The law was for him, a Russian, and not for the Americans who were defending themselves. Why? Because to them there is no law that they have to follow when it relates to us. Dred Scott. You need to understand, and you need to be wise. You need to be wise and filled with the word, knowing that there is something in doing everything that Yahusha said. If he said it and he did it, you need to be doing it. Convergence. This again is spiritual things becoming real. This again is the word taking up feet and human form and walking around you. The word is converging. Now you're seeing what this looks like. The Bible is not some goofy book. It is practical. You're practically seeing what is happening because they did not turn the other cheek, because they responded like the Bible said, like it said, because they responded and said, let the punishment match the injury. Because they responded, they could be sitting in jail for 20 to 30 years for something that they did not instigate. They kept walking away from it. Where if they would have just kept walking away, there would have been something in that. Let's see what the word means when it says that, what Yahusha says, what he means when he says to turn the other cheek. We need to see what that looks like, and that is Jacob operating in wisdom. We need to get tight, y'all. We need to get this thing right. We need to tighten this thing up for real. Because their plans are only going to get worse. And you have to get wiser. And not in your own wisdom, but in the wisdom of Yahusha, the word, and the wisdom of the kingdom. Because you're about to watch Abba. You're about to watch our Abba Yahuwah deal with everything and everyone that ever had anything to do with our captivity, with our torture, with treating us badly, with our abuse, with wrongdoing. You're about to see Yahusha deal with anyone that ever put their hands on us in a malicious way. But if you are not filled with the word, how are you going to be able to witness this great convergence? So, my word to you is to put it before the altar. Prepare to put everything down before Yahusha on this altar. Let Yahusha atone for it all. And then dwell in his tabernacle with him, knowing that he has done it all for you. And let's see what happens. My guess is that after these fall feasts, after September, come beginning October, we're gonna see some really crazy things happen. But the spells, the witchcraft will be broken from over the house of Yasharel and Yahuda. So that is my guess of what's gonna happen. Let's get through these fall feasts. Let's put everything before the altar. Let's take Yahusha in as he takes up all of our prayers, all of our sin, as he sprinkles his blood on the mercy seat for us, as he becomes not only our sacrificial lamb, but our high priest and our king. Let's witness this together in wisdom, full of the word, and doing exactly everything that Yahusha has said. And that's my message for you. This is my message for your family. And raise your children in wisdom. We are not a part of this system. We are told to come out of this system. Stop letting your children act like they're Romans. They're not Romans. These laws don't apply to them. Yet again, this little 14-year-old boy who got beat and almost put into a meat grinder playing with Romans. Raise your children in wisdom. They're not like them. These laws and these rules don't apply to them. They don't apply to us. Let your children know this. Tell your children. Give them wisdom. Stop trying to include them in systems that do not belong to them. We are of the kingdom. We are kingdom citizens. We are meant to be set. We're meant to be set apart from the ways of this world. He said, come out of these Roman systems. Leave these Romans alone. Leave them alone. Get into Goshen. Do your spiritual work and raise your children. Love your family in wisdom. That's my word for y'all. Be at peace and blessing. And in these seasons, be intentional about putting it all down. Put all those feelings down. Put all those regrets down. Put them all down. Put them down before the altar so that Yahusha can take them up as a sweet scent to Yah. And he receives them and sees you and remembers you. And remembers you as he remembers his promise to Abraham, Jacob, and Isaac. He remember you and the promise that he made to our founding fathers, that he made to our father Abraham, that he made to our father Isaac, that he made to our father Jacob. Put them before him so that he remembers you. And when all of this stuff happens, you're covered because Yahusha's blood is testifying for you. And when he sees you, he sees Yahusha. All right? Peace and blessings. Till next time.